All right, y'all, we're walking and we're thinking and we're talking. Welcome back to the channel. Had some really cool interactions with some clients today. Common theme that's happening for a few of them all at the same time. Work's really wearing them down. Workload's increasing a little bit, so hours of sleep's going down. You know, consistency with diet's starting to waver a little bit. And, you know, energy levels are lower and output for workouts is going down. So there's some stress around the maintenance of their fitness right now. And I see this all the time. For people who are really committed to working out, when their workouts suffer because of a time commitment to other obligations, whatever the reason is, they're sick, whatever, there is a lot of compounded stress that comes along with not being able to perform at that same high intensity in the workouts. And it's important to talk about this. We can't always go hard and get high level achievements out of that output. We can always go hard. That's for damn sure. And if you really measure that go hard, okay, with some good details, you'll realize that your perception of going hard can remain there if you're one of those strong mental guys and gals, but your performance is going to drop off. We can measure that. So anyhow, back to the go hard mentality. Going hard means a lot. I get it. But if you can be as strategic with your health and wellness program, especially that exercise component, as you are with the work go hard mentality, the efficiency mentality, the work smarter, not harder mentality, then man, during these higher times of stress, these higher times of lack of fitness commitment because of other obligations, those times benefit. We're going to call those the times in between. And you may have heard me say the times in between before. So let's really dial in the time in between aspect here. The time in between your workouts, the time in between your work obligations, the time in between high output, consistency, and not. And that's the piece we're talking about here. We're talking about right now living in a work environment. These clients I was talking to, living in a work environment that we know isn't going to last. It's an acute timeline. It's going to last for a month to 2 months. Finishing some big deals at work, working with a lot of coworkers, a lot of things involved. Anyhow, it's a ramp up and it's short-lived. We know there's a timeline to the end of the work obligation. So sleep suffers, the workout suffer, the diet suffers. All right, so your health and wellness plan suffers. So we're gonna say in this example that you have an on time, great health and wellness plan, and a time in between, a health and wellness plan that needs to adapt because it's suffering. So on point, off point health and wellness plan, time in between. The time in between having great health and wellness plans are times we don't have great health and wellness plans. So these guys are in the time in between for their health and wellness plan. So how do we capitalize and make sure we get the most out of that time in between? We take a step back. We reassess intensity. We recognize that if we are giving more to work and more to staying awake, we're giving less to sleep and recovery, which means we have to give less to the workout if we want to maintain that healthy progression and come out after the end of the 2 months, not sick, not tired, not suffering worse, but ready to ramp back up. We got to scale back minutes, possibly, how long we work out for, not just intensity. We need to scale back. If we were to break intensity down a bit deeper, we need to scale back how heavy the lifts are. We need to scale rest periods longer. If you have a wearable, we want to bring down your average heart rate in your workout just a little bit. So those are all factors in which coach and client need to be in constant communication. We can perceive, but you got to share. And if you don't share, we don't know. And so big ups to these clients of mine that decided they wanted to share with me what was going on in their work environment. And they're in two different places they don't work together. They just happen to have 2 clients in this moment that are experiencing something similar. So I thought, all right, let's talk about it. Let's make a post. Because in 2 months, I'm going to have another client or 3 clients in the same situation, and we're going to be having that conversation down the line. So it doesn't have to be work. It could be anything. You know, sometimes family members get sick. We spend some time taking care of them. That gets us out of our routine. Sometimes we go on vacation, and that throws us off our routine. I mean, there's just countless things that can kind of get us out of our routine. And so you got to adjust your expectations instead of holding that consistent expectation and then finding some success, but finding some stress and some failures in that too. Modify the program, modify your intensity, figure out your balance between that, in this case, that work-life balance, and you'll come out on the other side with a lot more success. All right, y'all, let's end it there. Coming up on 6 minutes. I like keeping them short. Hey, if you like these and you have topics you want to hear discussed, please leave me some comments. Be happy to give you some insight on anything I can. All right, y'all, we'll see you soon.